Often what happens when we go into that pattern of overgiving, we not only burn out ourselves because we're just exhausted from all the giving. And we don't have the belief that we are worthy of receiving. But what is even worse is that we don't allow others the opportunity to give to us. When you show up so much, the expectation and the dynamic is set up that, oh, she's going to take care of it. She's going to show up. She's the one that's going to fix everything. Big show today, guys.
Happy to be with you.
Gabrielle Bernstein, a role model for a new generation of spiritual seekers.
Hi, Maria. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm doing well. How are you, Gabby?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be back with you guys.
This is my first time joining in on Zoom, so of course I get chosen.
Meant to be, baby. Meant to be.
So I'm so glad. I'm just thinking of Tina and Riley as well, and I'm just wishing them well.
So what's your Dear Gabby, sweetheart?
I tend to give myself to the ones I love as much as I can. I love helping people. I've noticed, though, that it's turned into a pattern of burning myself out at the expense of others, especially my parents. They're reaching that age now that I want to give back to them. You know, they gave so much to me growing up, and now I'm an adult and I can give back to them. Yet I'm finding myself being pulled in that direction and in the direction of my husband and the family we're trying to grow. So it's a lot. So I can
a
do
lot
less.
of you giving, and not a lot of you receiving. Is that correct?
Right. I mean, at this moment, not a lot of receiving. I don't ever feel like I should expect that from others, I guess.
Okay. Let's go there. Okay. So, my love, the storyline, I don't think I should expect that from others, that overgiving is my special skill. Overgiving is what makes me good enough, feel worthy enough. I see you shaking your head. Yes. And in that place of overgiving, what you're doing is overriding your core need to be seen and soothed and loved and cared for by others. And often what happens when we go into that pattern of overgiving, we not only burn out ourselves because we're just exhausted from all the giving. And we don't have the belief that we are worthy of receiving. But what is even worse is that we don't allow others the opportunity to give to us. When you show up so much, the expectation and the dynamic is set up that, oh, she's going to take care of it. She's going to show up. She's the one that's going to fix everything. And I want to honor you for your desire to serve your parents at this later time in their life. It sounds like they did a lot for you. All of that's beautiful. All of that's admirable, but it can't be at your own expense. You cannot be overriding your own well-being. We're seeing this a lot of the belief system that I'm not good enough unless I'm saving everybody else. Now, that belief system will just burn you out. And so as this relates to our topic of do less and attract more, what I want to point out is that every single big issue that we face here on Dear Gabby has a bigger root cause condition, right? We all have these experiences at a young age and in our childhood that have established the limiting belief systems of I'm not good enough if I'm not serving or controlling, or in the case of our first guest, Tina, I'm not good enough unless I'm doing and perfect in her perfection world. And so when we carry these beliefs into adulthood, they become the exact beliefs that open us up to the possibility for healing, because they bring us to our knees. They bring us to a bottom. They bring us to the moment of saying, I need a miracle. This ain't working anymore. And hopefully they do, because if they don't, then we just live in a hamster wheel, constantly stuck in the behavioral pattern. But if you're listening to Dear Gabby, you know well enough that this is an old pattern that you've been recreating in the present. And so the deeper work, I'm always going to come back to this, the deeper work of undoing the past and the history and the stories of why you need to overgive to feel good enough has to be addressed in a therapeutic setting, has to be done in a deeper therapeutic work, whatever form that comes for you. But what we can address right now in this moment is starting to create new habitual adjustments to get just into the practice of trying to be more receptive, because you can do both simultaneously. You can do the deeper, bigger healing work in therapy and at the same time start to adjust your behavioral patterns, because you have enough awareness, you have enough personal growth, you have enough support around you, even being here and part of the Dear Gabby community, to start to show up for yourself, right? Okay. So I want, just like with Tina, I said I wanted her for counting 90 days, doing nothing, to do less, right? I want you to start, my love, to give yourself permission at least once a day, counting days, to say no. Oh, I see your face. You just went, like your face literally said, uh-oh. Your face said, uh-oh. What comes up for you when I say that?
Well, it's not necessarily an uh-oh as much as it's like time and I need to just surrender. I think I've been in that space the last probably 2 weeks where I've been praying for the signs, and I don't know if God's finally going to throw a shoe at me and say, I've sent you so many signs, like just surrender, woman. So I think that was the sigh of, okay, I need some behavioral strategies for moving to that next step, because the knowledge is there and I'm hearing the words and I'm nodding and I'm like, well, yes. And now it's like, okay, step into it. So that's why I appreciate.
We go into a state of amnesia when we are in any form triggered into the habitual pattern of the ways that we avoid our feelings, right? So we go into a temporary dissociated state where we literally are like forgetting all of the spiritual and personal growth knowledge that we have, and we just dive right into okay, I got to help everybody now. And then you feel hungover the next day from it. And you're like, how did I get there again? And it is like any other addiction. Helping and overserving is another form of addiction, once again. And and like I said, over and over, this is a space where you're going to want to use the support systems that the universe can bring to you. I want to pray for you right now to be guided to the right healers and therapists and support systems to help you heal the root cause condition. But what we can begin to do and have some fun with and not overthink is just start to play a game called the no game. Play the no game, and it's going to be super uncomfortable, and you're going to mess it up, and you're going to be awkward, and you're going to feel so weird doing it. But we can change patterns through the repetition of a new behavior, and we can do that while we're simultaneously healing the root cause of the problem. I hope you're enjoying this show. And if you want to get more Gabby, you can click the link below, subscribe to my Dear Gabby podcast on Apple, be the first to know when the episodes drop because they come out 1 week before the video. And you can download it to your phone, listen to it while you're driving, while you're cooking, while you're working out. You can just get more Gabby wherever you are. And if you feel called, leave a review. I'd love to hear from you. Now let's get back to this episode. So this is your Gabby homework. Count to 90 days and then keep going after 90 of once a day saying no. No, I will not be able to help you with that. No, I'm not going to cook dinner tonight. No, I cannot drive to your house, mom and dad, to do whatever you need me to do. No, 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 no. You sound like my little toddler, Oliver. No, no, no. I want you to literally sound like a toddler. No, I'm just kidding. But I do really want you to take this seriously, because you have to practice your no. And the thing that you also have to hear from me is that sometimes no is the kindest word. It's the kindest response, because when you're overriding and overdoing, you're actually becoming resentful. You're becoming resentful of all the people that are taking. And that resentment is going to come out in your energy. It's going to come out in your attitude, and it's not actually helping those people. So you think you're helping by saying yes, 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 but actually you're harming, because inside of you, it's just this battle of saying no when the outside is yes, yes, yes. And that creates a big ball of resentment that, whether you realize it or not, is being picked up all around you.
Thank you, Gabby. Oh gosh, that's powerful. It's almost sometimes feels like a punch to the gut, because I think I've been trying to be all to people, and that's impossible as a human being. And so I'm like, do I think of myself that greatly that I can be all? The answer is no, I can't. And maybe this is the way of finally accepting and saying, well, I know who can be all, and so I need to trust in that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's not me.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful, beautiful,
thank
beautiful.
you, Gabby. I appreciate this time. I really do. And blessings to all who are watching. I'm sending out positive vibes to you.
Thank you, my love. Thank you, sweetheart. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The only way to undo that pattern of believing that you're doing is what's creating is to start to do less. Start to get into an energy that's receptive. Start to allow yourself to be more caring of yourself rather than everyone else around you. Start to give yourself more love. Start to believe in the power of our energy over the power of our actions, and allow our actions to be driven by the force of that powerful energy rather than driven by the force of our ego that's incessantly telling us, I'm not good enough unless I'm overgiving, overdoing, overeating, overdrinking, or pushing. This is a time in the world where self-care has never been more necessary. We are all coming out of a traumatized time. We're coming out of a worldwide pandemic. We're scared. We're traumatized. We want to not have to feel the feelings that were coming up for us this past year. We are likely going to turn to behavioral patterns to avoid and anesthetize those feelings. And it's our job to slow down and at least once a day, do nothing and let the universe show you what to do. If you like this video and you want to get more Gabby, check out the next one right over here.